Good evening, wonderfully made and ladies. Just wanted to say hello to you guys. Today is our session on overcoming anxiety, tools to overcoming anxiety. I want to share that information with you today. But before I do, just want to give you an update on my weekend. I was able to get some self-care this weekend, get some rest. I was able to work on this back a little bit and get things in order concerning that, and just doing some things around the house today, and cooked a really good meal today. I made chicken Alfredo, baked chicken Alfredo for the family, and I made baked spinach and mushroom Alfredo for myself, because as some of you know, I don't eat meat except for fish and seafood. So I didn't want to add any fish, so I just did a veggie pasta for myself. But I'm doing good, and I hope that you guys are. I'm not going to say everything has went perfect this weekend, but we have worked our way through it, and we're doing good, and things are looking up. But today, I want to share some tools that I received from a health coach. Her name is Jennifer Grace, and I did a seminar with her on Zoom, and it was very informative, and I liked the things that she said, so I wanted to share that with you guys, and hopefully you guys will benefit from this, and that you will share it with others to help them overcome any anxiety that they may be dealing with, or when anxious situations come up, you can use some of these tools to kind of help you get through it. So I'm going to get started. There are 10 tools, and if you want to take notes, please do. I will post this video so you'll have a chance to come back and look at it if you don't get all of them written down. But just want to start by saying, making sure each day, before I go into the tools, making sure each day you take at least 10-15 minutes a day to just have some time for you. Whether it's just walking outside on your porch, drinking your coffee, meditating, reading your word, journaling, whatever you decide that you want to do for those 10 to 15 minutes, just do it at least once a day. Some of you may not have the time to do it in the morning before work. Well, do it in the evenings when you get home, before you get into the rustle and bustle of everything going on at home. But make sure you're taking the time to do that first. Anytime during the day, it's important. It's for your mental health, and it's going to help you to have like a fresher start to your day if you do it at the beginning of the day. Sometimes people take that time to pray, to meditate. Whatever it is you do, take some time, at least 10 to 15 minutes for yourself. Sometimes you may not have 10 to 15 minutes. Take 5. Any amount is better than nothing. Do what you have to do to get out of your own head, because thoughts are constantly going through our head and constantly reminding us of things we have to do, what's going on today, what you got to do today. All those things are all automatically going around in our heads. So you have to get out of your own head for a minute and just kind of like relax and not think about anything. We must reset our system to calm from a 10 to at least a 2. You may never get to complete 0. But if you go from a 10 to a 2, that's saying a whole lot, because 10 is extreme anxiety, 2 is just kind of mild, just a little on edge, but not like too bad. This helps you, if you do this before you get started on your day, it helps you to focus more on purposeful things. if you get out of your head, it makes you think about things that are purposeful, things that are important, that are going on with your life. So let's start by talking about these tools to overcoming anxiety. And the first tool I will say is the five senses check-in. And I know you're thinking about, what in the world does that mean? Five senses is see, taste, smell, touch, and hear. And this is the five senses check-in. This is to stop obsessive thinking, about things that you probably can't do anything about anyway. So with the five senses check-in, you start with your vision. Start with seeing. You invoke your senses one at a time. So we start with the vision. And what we do to take our mind off of it is that we focus on, just look around your room. Focus on one item at a time. When thoughts start to come to your mind, shift your focus to something else in the room with your vision. And do that for a few seconds. Then take a nice deep breath and do what I call number 2, the calm palm. And that's when you are anchoring something, just like you have your hand kind of like this, like it's anchored. If your palm is anchored, I don't know if you can see this, anchored. Your palm is anchored. And the calm palm is basically, you take your one finger and you're going up and down your palm, one, counting at the time that you're going up and down. It kind of calms you. And this is what they call the calm palm. It's an anchoring tool to get your mind off of what is going on, to get you out of your head and calm you down. Then if that doesn't do it, then we're going to go to touch. If that doesn't do it, number 3 is one, like if you're really upset and really angry and you can't stop yourself and you can't get your control of your emotions, grab 2 pieces of ice, one in each palm, and squeeze it. 2 pieces in each ice. It will stop. It cuts off anxiety immediately. 2 pieces of ice in the palm of your hand, it'll cut off the anxiety immediately. That's when you've really gotten yourself overworked. That's another tool. Also, with the senses, let me go back to number 1 first. With the senses, what I want to do, after we do the visual thing, then you go to paying attention to your breathing. You breathe in and out, and you feel the warmth and the coolness of the air as it warms, going in and out, and focus on just hearing, listening to your breathing in and out, in and out. It gets you out of your head. Also, go to touch. Feel the air touching your face. Feel your clothes touching your skin. When you're focusing on these things, you're not focusing on what you're really anxious about. And not only with the touch, smell. When you're breathing in and out, also invoke your smell. Pay attention to the smells that are around the room. If you're doing this, science says it's impossible for you to be doing these things sensually and for you to be thinking about stress and things that are stressful. It's impossible to do both. Now I'm going to go back to the calm palm. That's a second tool. The senses are a totally different tool. The calm palm is just another way to calm yourself. And as I said, the one finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? Whatever number you want to count, and just that sensation going up and down your palm will actually calm. And then, of course, I told you about the holding the ice. That's extreme anxiety when you just cannot calm yourself down. The holding the 2 pieces of ice, this is good for teenagers and if you have children that are having a fit. You can do this. You can put 2 pieces of cold ice in their hands. They'll calm immediately because it freezes anxiety. And so, number 4 is meditation. And we all know about meditation. The breathing in and out and getting in a quiet place. And also the breathing in through your nose and, of course, out through your mouth. Also, while you're doing that, you can use, for example, these words. Breathe in, breathe out. And while you're doing that, you can say, I feel relaxed now. Breathe in, breathe out. I feel relaxed now. Breathe in, breathe out. I feel relaxed now. For children, you can use peace begins with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace begins with me. Or for adults, something a little cool or whatever you want to use. I am a rock star. Breathe in and out. I am a rock star. Gets you out of your head. Gets the thoughts away from you that you're stressed about. Then, number 5, if those things are not working for you, you can use any of these or all of them. Number 5, if that's not working for you, write and rip. This was basically set up for like teenagers who are having anxiety issues, but this can work perfectly for adults as well. So what you do is you write down what you're angry about at the time, especially if you're angry at that one moment. Write down what you're angry about. Write it down and then rip it into pieces and trash it. That gets out whatever you're frustrated about. And when you're ripping it, you're letting it go. And when you throw it away, it's finished. You've let it go. And so the write and rip can work really well for teenagers, especially if teenagers are frustrated about something. You can tell them, honey, why don't you go write that down? Now rip it and throw it away and forget about it. It releases the tension from whatever they're going through at the time, and with the ripping and throwing it away, it lets them know that your problems can be released. You don't have to hold on to them. It's a way of releasing stress, releasing tension. Number 6, you think of 3 things that you're grateful for. It's very hard for you to think of things that you're grateful for and be anxious at the same time. So, first of all, before you come up with these things, in this very moment, are you okay? That's what you think about first. In this very moment that I'm anxious, am I okay? Am I physically okay? If you see that you're physically okay, then think of 3 things and take your focus off of whatever it was you were stressed about. Think of 3 things that you are grateful for, and it'll take your mind totally off of what you thought was causing you stress. Do that and try to do it before you go to bed. So that way you have 3 things on your mind that you are grateful for. And instead of stressing about the things that you were stressed about, your mind is focusing on those things that you just spoke into the atmosphere that you were grateful for. So, number 7, take a color walk. And I know some of you are like, what in the world is that? A color walk in your neighborhood. Or if you don't want to walk in the neighborhood, walk outside, walk around your house, or whatever you would like to do. choose a color. Do not choose green because there's too much green out in the nature. Choose a color like orange or yellow. And as you walk, it's kind of like an I Spy game. As you walk, find the color orange everywhere you go and see if your mind is focusing on finding orange. It'll keep you busy enough to keep your mind focused on just finding that orange. You can't think about stressful things at the time. You can't stress out. You can't deal with things that are not needing to be dealt with at the time. It keeps you in the present moment. Not future, not past, present. Presently, I'm looking for orange. That's what your mind is thinking about. So it just kind of takes you out of your head again. Now, number 8, those of you who like music, whatever type of music you like, play some soothing music, something that will calm. With me, I play worship music. That works for me. I play worship or either sometimes jazz or sometimes classical. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in because those musics really calm. They're calming to me. And you can choose that if you want. And the other thing is essential oils. If you do not have essential oils, you need to get them because they are calming. Now, I'm going to give you a combination of oils that if you combine these oils, it brings anxiety levels down. And those oils are lavender, chamomile, bergamot, and ylang ylang. Those in combination really help with keeping a person calm, keeping their atmosphere calm. So if you believe in essential oils, do that as well. I have a natural person who makes the oils for me, but you can also get them, through doTERRA and all the other places where you can get essential oil. But if you want to know the name of the person who makes my oils for me, and she makes them specific to you, you have to fill out a questionnaire. And I have an essential oil made specifically for sleep and anxiety. And you rub it on your temples. You rub it on the palms. Not on your palms, on your wrists, in the middle of your wrist. And then you rub it at the bottom of your feet. Those are the places that you are to rub the oil. And it helps me with sleep and anxiety, as well as I have one for acid reflux, and it is a combination of different types of natural oils, and I rub it wherever I'm having the heartburn or whatever is going on with that acid reflux, and within less than a minute those symptoms are starting to subside because the natural oils soak into your skin. And it relieves my symptoms. So I have that one as well. She also has them for high blood pressure, for any type of ailment you can think of. She has a combination to make for that. So if you're interested, send me an instant message afterwards and I'll give you her name and her information. I don't have it on me right now, but she's really good and the oils are not very expensive. And it will be supporting an African American woman who has her own business and she's doing well. And I really would like to support her. And so I get my oils from her. Number 9, ask yourself 3 powerful questions if you feel yourself anxious. Ask yourself these questions. Is what I am worried about 100% definitely going to happen? Number 2, in this moment, am I safe? Number 3, is there anything I can do now? Sometimes people's anxiety happen in the middle of the night. If you ask yourself these 3 questions and nothing is going to happen to you 100% right now, you can move on. If you're safe, you can move on. If you can't do anything about it right now, which 9 times out of 10 you can't do anything about it at that time, then it's time to release it. Whether you have to go and do one of the other tools, take a color walk, invoke the 5 sense check-in, whatever you have to do to get yourself calm, to the calm palm, the meditation, breathing in and out. I feel safe now. Whatever you have to do to get yourself back centered, these 3 questions will get you there. If you don't answer yes to any of those questions, you're probably fine. So, number 10, which is something that at the end of her session, she added this because she found out that it was important to her. And it's something that some people may be uncomfortable with or may say they don't do that or whatever, but it's a way to release anxiety. And it is dancing and laughing. And a lot of people like to dance. I don't care what type of dance it is. Crazy, outrageous type of dance. Just get the energy out there. It releases so much stress. It gets your mind off of whatever you're thinking about. And of course, everybody knows the old age saying of laughter is good medicine. Of course, find you something to laugh at. Whether you have to search YouTube and watch funny videos, or whether you have to find you a comedy show to watch, or whatever you can find to make you laugh, laugh. It's good medicine. It's great medicine. It releases so much stress. It's always good to have laughter in your life. Don't always be so serious. Laugh. Or if you know some good shows and everything that you can watch and it'll make you laugh, go and watch them so you can laugh. Release your stress. I don't want to see you guys anxious. I don't want you guys to go through life continuing to be anxious, continue to deal with anxiety. You don't have to deal with anxiety. It is a way to manage it. There's a way to overcome it. If you put these things in practice in your everyday life, you will feel yourself eventually not even needing to use them, because eventually you'll get yourself to the place that when you feel the anxiety coming on, you grab one of these tools, you start doing it, calm yourself back down, get yourself back in order, and keep on moving. And then eventually you'll notice that they don't happen anymore. And even if you don't get to that point and you feel like you need to go further to a professional, seek a professional. Don't just allow the anxiety to stay there. Don't just allow it to build. Don't continue to deal with anxiety day after day after day and never do anything about it. Seek help if you need help. Talk with somebody professionally if you need to talk with somebody professionally. These are some great tools that I have given you. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about these things a little bit further in detail, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk with you. This is a personal thing for me. I have dealt with this on a personal level, and these things really do help. And if I feel myself getting anxious, I take the time to stop and breathe. With me, I used to just count. Keep breathing and count. That calms me down. Or I walk away for a minute, get myself calm, and I come back. There's just many different ways that you can deal with anxiety, but these tools are phenomenal tools to use to help you manage and to overcome anxiety if you put them into order. And if you keep right on doing them, if you don't have to do all of them, choose the ones that work for you and use that one. Choose the ones that are helping you to get through whatever you're trying to get through. We're going through a major change in our lives right now. COVID-19 has brought a lot of anxiety to a lot of families. And I would encourage you to also use these tools to help your children, because some of these children are not handling the having to be at home, the having to be online with their education type things. Some of them are not handling it well. And these are some tools that you can use to overcome anxiety. And as I have forestated, if you feel like your kids need professional help, seek the help before it's too late. We don't want to deal with the increase in suicide rates, because that has been happening. Young people have been killing themselves. It has happened since COVID-19 has come forth. Young people have been killing themselves because they can't stand the being locked in the house type thing and not being able to go freely about their day. But some of the kids don't understand. We're trying to keep them safe. And so do what you have to do to keep your kids from being so anxious as well. Use these tools for them. It helps. Some of them may laugh at it and think it's stupid or whatever, but try it. If it calms you down, then use that tool. If it helps you get through that moment of anxiety, then use that tool. If that one doesn't, go to the next one. But use something to get you through this, because anxiety is a real deal. It is not something that people just get over. They have to work their way through it. You have to work your way through it. And I know as Christians, we want to say, well, you're just not praying enough. Well, you're just not doing this enough. You're just not doing that enough. That doesn't mean that anxiety will not come into your house because you pray, because you seek God, because you go to church, because you're a Christian. Anxiety comes. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a socioeconomic status. It doesn't have a color. Anxiety comes to everybody's house at some time. And whether you want to admit it or not, everybody deals with some form of anxiety. And yours may not be serious enough to go to medication or to counseling or whatever, but you deal with some form of anxiety. And these are just small tools that can help you even deal with just the small anxiety so it doesn't go to the big anxiety. But even if you end up and having to be on medication, don't be ashamed of it. Mental health is real. People sometimes have anxiety because of chemical imbalances in their brain. Sometimes it's medical. Sometimes it's not situational. It's not environmental. Sometimes it's chemical in the brain. It's something going on. And then in traumatic situations can knock off stuff like that. It can cause you to go into depression and anxiety. And being locked up in the house with this COVID-19 situation can cause anxiety within itself. This is a traumatic situation for most households. Because they're having to be stuck in the house and they can't go to places that they used to go. And when they do go there, you're walking around with your mask on and your gloves on because you're afraid of what you might catch, and people and you can't touch things, and you're anxious about those things. And when you come home and you're constantly cleaning and doing all those things, that can cause anxiety. So these tools will help you get through those situations. And I hope that you will take them and that you will use them in your everyday life. Make it a part of your daily life. Because if you really pay attention, you have some type of anxiety going on. Whether it be on your job, whether it be in your home, whether it be personally. You have some type of anxiety going on, and it's always good to have tools and ways to overcome it. And so that's what I gave you on today. I hope that you guys will take it and use it. And I hope that it will bless your life and that you will start to see changes. Send me a note, send me a message. Let me know if you're using them. Let me know if they're working. Send a shout out and say, hey, I used one of those tools today. It really works. I was very anxious. This happened, that happened. I like for you to share your experiences, your stories. That's how we're going to heal, ladies, is that we're going to have to share our stories. We're going to have to be more open to talking about the things that we're dealing with. That's how we help the other sisters who may be dealing with things that you're dealing with. And when they see that you overcame it and that you got through it, then it encourages the next person to overcome it and get through it as well. So I hope that this has been a blessing to you. The Lord put on my spirit to share with you guys. I did this seminar a couple of weeks ago. It was very insightful. And there's another part of the seminar that I'm seeking the Lord about whether I should share that part with you guys or not. Just let me know if you're interested. It's talking about effective communication and how to communicate effectively. Like when you're stuck in the house with people that you constantly have to communicate with, how to effectively communicate without having tension, arguments, and all those things going on in the house. That was also a part of the seminar. So if you're interested in that part, let me know. And then we can do another session about that. But I just wanted to focus on the anxiety in this session because I know that there are so many of us who are dealing with anxiety. And I don't want to just say, oh, girl, just take a Xanax and go to sleep. Because Xanax is just, it'll take away the anxiety because it's going to take away everything. It's going to zonk you out and you're going to go to sleep. And so I don't want you to have to go on medication. I want you to be able to handle it in a natural way that you don't have to go on medication. But there's nothing wrong with having to use the medication as long as you don't become addicted to it. But my goal is for complete healing, complete wholeness. And we have to start with every area of our life. And our mental health, to me, is one of the more important ones. Mental health is very important. Also, on a lighter note, I started my exercise routine today and I feel really great after I did that. And I've kept myself pretty active today. So this is the end of my day. I'm kind of winding down now. Just finished dinner and I'm still doing clothes. But I felt great and I did do major self-care this weekend and I've gotten plenty of rest and my back is doing great. And I thank you all for your prayers and your well wishes and the comments that you gave me with your concern. Thank you so much for being a part of Wonderfully Made. I hope that it's continuing to be a blessing to you. My goal is to keep you guys to keep you guys informed and able to heal from every area of your life, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I'm going to touch all those areas because as I told you at the beginning of the start of Wonderfully Made, we are on this journey together. I'm healing right along with you guys. You don't realize how much is helping me to help you. So I am going to continue what the Lord put on my heart to do to help women all over the world. And I pray that you will take this information, you will turn around and help somebody else as well. I know those of you who are up here who have ministries of your own, you're doing your own thing. That's all well and good. We can bring it all together and help each other. I appreciate you guys and I love you from the bottom of my heart. You have a blessed evening.